Yeah. To which part? How much information do you want? Because I don't want to bore everyone.
Well, just you got hit by a car, you know, and it kind of worked out for the better.
Yeah, like I think it's actually hard to even put myself in the mindset I was in at the time, because even when it happened, like on the night, I was still making jokes about it, because I don't think the seriousness of the situation really hit me at the time. But it was pretty devastating in a way that, like, I was the manager of my own retail store, and there was like these shelves. So the store was called CEX. For a bit of context, it's like we sold electronic goods, and we had glass windows, kind of like you see in a jeweler shop. But like they went up to about my head height. I'm 6'1" or 185 centimeters, whichever you use, and I couldn't reach the top two shelves. So I'm managing my own store, but I can no longer move my arms above my shoulders, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta get extra employees now because I can't really work. And I was very jumpy as well, just from like after being in a car accident. I was just like really anxious in general. So it being in a retail environment, dealing with all these nasty customers as the manager was just stressful. And obviously when you're not there, like you've got your own business, you're kind of driving the business because you're passionate and you're like, I want this to succeed. But if you leave people who are doing their best, but like at the end of the day, it's a job to them, they don't have a personal connection, like obviously the business isn't going to do as well. And it just started going downward, and I was like, I gotta sell this before I drive it into the ground, because I'm going to be a few years recovering here. And I sold it, and it worked out, luckily, and it allowed me to get back into YouTube and just do it as a passion project, because I couldn't really work or do much else at the time. So it's one of those things that it was horrible at the time, but I wouldn't be sitting here now doing this podcast and doing Twitch streams and doing videos if it wasn't for that car accident. I'd probably still be doing retail, and I would have been hit with a pandemic, and surprisingly enough, the shopping center it was in burnt to the ground. So it's like I really dodged a bullet by not dodging a car.
Oh jeez. So your advice for life is jump in front of the car actively, wait for it to accelerate towards you. Things will get better real soon.
My whole life story is an example of this is what you don't do. Like, don't leave school, don't get hit by cars, but it somehow has worked out for me. It's like, don't start a retail business with no experience whatsoever. It all kind of worked out for me in a weird way. It's definitely been a case of a lot of positives coming out of a few negatives, so I'm thankful for that.